Petrograd in March 1917, scene of the end of the reign of the Romanovs. In February, when workers and soldiers rose against the Tsarists, Nicholas II abdicated in favor of his brother Michael, who refused the throne, and a provisional government was headed by social revolutionary Alexander Kerensky. Russia went wild. This was the new Soviet. This the intermediary step which brought Nikolai Lenin into prominence and boosted Bolshevism into power. Kerensky's war policies met with opposition, and aroused populace demanded still more changes. Cossack speakers harangued crowds calling for immediate action, calling for Bolshevik members of the Soviet to refuse to back the provisional government. Lenin arrived from Switzerland, sponsored by the Germany that hoped to see him lead Russia into a separate peace. "80,000 Bolshevik Party members came out into the open to back Lenin and his co-leader, Leon Trotsky. Associated in the party as General Secretary is the man who was to direct the destinies of Russia. This was Joseph Stalin in 1917. In an effort to negate the influence of Lenin, Trotsky, and Bolshevism, Kerensky called a meeting of the All-Russia Conference at the Bolshoi Theater in Moscow. Delegate Avgenstchev and others heard Kerensky declare that Lenin had inspired organized anti-war propaganda. For the time being, Kerensky won his point. But on November 17, 1917, the Bolsheviki rose in riot. Armed mobs stormed the Winter Palace, seeking Kerensky, who fled. Months of preparation were culminated in this dramatic climax to Lenin's revolution. Moscow had already fallen. These actual scenes in Petrograd and these filmed in Moscow after it had fallen to the Reds marked the historic advent into power of the Bolsheviks. Lenin had returned late in October from Finland to take over. Petrograd was to be renamed Leningrad in his honor. Scene of fierce fighting was the Kremlin, which shows the marks of rifle and artillery fire. The red flag flies over